Hello everyone. On this channel, I feel that information about what is happening in China is often not correctly conveyed to countries other than China, so I will be disseminating the information I have gathered in English. I'm getting information from multiple media, so I'd be happy if you could comment on the content of the video. Also, English is not my native language, so I use an AI speaker to create the voice to convey the information correctly. Today, I would like to talk about the shortage of agricultural products in China and how the measures to deal with it are abnormal. There is a food shortage problem due to the lockdown problem. China has a very large land area, so you may think that agricultural production is solid, but in fact, it depends on imports. Chinese vegetables are lined up in supermarkets in Japan, so people tend to think that they produce enough to export, but there is actually a shortage. We also rely on imports for meat such as pork. Pigs themselves can be bred in China, but feed is dependent on imports. It's the food you give to pigs. Piglets are imported from Germany and the United States, and those piglets are bred. Only a limited number of countries have the know-how to improve breeds. In other words, we are raising imported piglets with imported feed. It can be said that pigs are completely dependent on imports. Prices are rising worldwide. Despite such a thing, China implemented a zero-corona policy, divided the city and destroyed the logistics. Under such circumstances, the policy of the Chinese Communist Party is to increase agricultural production. Furthermore, although the Chinese government's policies are strange to anyone, the responses of local governments are even more abnormal. For example, a construction site. A place that was originally supposed to be paved and turned into a road has been remodeled into farmland by covering it with soil to turn it into a field even after the pavement is finished. Planting crops here is a story that cannot be considered common sense. In other places, it seems that they are doing things such as laying a road halfway and turning the remaining planned area into a field. Crops cannot grow because of poor drainage and lack of nutrients. In addition to the roads, we bring soil to the sidewalks and plant sweet potatoes. Others seem to be planting crops around their houses. It is said that if you don't plant crops, your house will be cleared. A field is a large area of land that is plowed, fertilized, and seedlings planted to produce crops efficiently. Even if the soil is brought to the road, the drainage is poor and the harvest cannot be expected. Rather than constructing roads, the food shortage will not be solved unless we take care of and reuse abandoned farmland, or develop it as farmland. One of the reasons why we took measures to plant crops little by little on the roads, sidewalks, and in the town is considered to be that the logistics were stopped. Even if agricultural products are grown in rural areas, they are not distributed because the distribution system for transporting the produced products is confused. In China, the number of agricultural products produced across the country and whether they reach the people who need them is another matter. Shanghai is used by the Chinese Communist Party to propaganda to the world. They advertised that food and relief supplies were arriving from all over China. However, despite all the publicity, there are reports of food shortages. Sufficiency in Shanghai means shortage in other regions. The same thing happened in the days of Mao Zedong. There is a famous episode that when Mao Zedong's train passed through, local officials replanted crops harvested from other fields near the train to appeal. The replanted fields will become rough, so the shortage of crops will not be solved. In Shanghai, which was in lockdown, food was rationed. Local people who came to work as migrants were the worst treated. Priority is given to foreigners, followed by residents of Shanghai. Lastly, there are the migrant workers. Foreigners tell their home countries that they are on lockdown but have enough food. Then it will be communicated to foreign countries that the Chinese government is responding properly. Of course, I don't think there is any intention to direct the Chinese Communist Party to the foreigner who posted it, but as a result, it will endorse the policy of the Communist Party. This is the inside story of China. That's all for now. See you next time.